What is going on, guys? So, yesterday, pretty sure it was yesterday, last night, the day before, whatever it was. I think I was supposed to have this thing come Monday. It's Sunday, so Amazon got it to me early. But I ordered a laptop cooling pad for the laptop. I threw Final Fantasy on it, and plus I'm doing capture stuff for Ethan. So it's starting to cook itself, even with the video editing. It's getting hot, and in fact, I bought it off my brother for like 20 bucks because the fan went and he never cleaned it out. So I pulled the existing fan out, bought a new one off of eBay for like $15, replaced it, new Arctic Silver thermal compound on the processor, which is an A10. It's not the best A10 they did when they did it, but it's still decent for what it needs to be, and it's good enough that it plays what we need it to do. I use it primarily for a Sling TV laptop, but now that Ethan's computer was taken over by Tiff, we need something a little more cooling for the laptop. So I picked up the Thermaltake massive V20 cooling stand. This is a 200 millimeter cooling stand. On Amazon, this thing is only $15.65. As you can see, large 200 millimeter LED fans with adjustable speed knob, power switch for both fan and LED, hexagon shape for mesh and maximum airflow, ergonomic design for more comfortable typing angle, supports notebooks up to 17-inch sizes. Pretty decent packaging. I am a huge fan of Thermaltake. In fact, I run their liquid cooler. I've got the Big Water 3.0. It's a 360 mil radiator and everything in my PC. I've got their case. I run their fans. I run their 200 mil fans. There's 4 of them in my case, plus the 360 mil radiator, plus 140 exhaust. So a lot of my cooling stuff is Thermaltake. So for $15 for me, this was a no-brainer. I love their stuff. It does extremely well for me. So I was like, yep, let's do it. So on the back, it gives you an idea of what exactly the specs are, sides, nothing really top or bottom sidewise. So compatibility, 10-inch to 17-inch notebooks, dimensions 365 by 276 by 42 millimeter, fan dimensions 200 by 200 by 20. Weight 700 grams. Black. It's mesh and plastic. The mesh is typically metal. At least I know on my case it's metal. It looks like it was metal in a picture, so we'll see when we pull it out. Rated current 0.4 amps at 5 volts. Fan speed 6 to 800 RPM, and then 31.7 decibels of noise. So this has the ability to push 70.38 cubic feet a minute of airflow. The biggest issue I had looking for a cooling stand is a lot of them didn't read and tell you how much the airflow was. And what I'm hoping is this is the same exact fans that are in my tower, because when I go to replace those, I'll just replace the one in here too. We'll do an upgrade. So let's get this thing opened up. We're going to get it out of here. Alright, so there's the stand itself. Here's some instructions. We're going to get rid of the box. Put the box off to the side. Cool all your life, huh? So this is the product warranty information. And here's the instructions. The instructions are going to be, this is going to be pretty much straightforward. Just a single page. Literally, you're going to set your laptop on it, hook up your fan. So I'm not going to sit here and nitpick over the instructions. Like I said, there is an adjustable speed knob, so we'll see all that when we actually go to do it here. Let's get this pulled out. So, okay, there's the wire. We'll show the back half first. That way we can see how everything goes. So, here's your wire. It wraps all the way around. It has some notches that it can be pressed into and held into place. It looks like mine got kind of bumped out during shipping, which is fine, no big deal. The metal mesh is removable, so it looks like it is the exact mesh that is on my PC itself. So what I may do is I may hit this with a coat of red paint, because I do a red and black scheme on everything. So I think the red and black here will set it off perfectly. The LEDs are supposed to be blue on this. We'll see what they are when we go turn it on. But if they are blue, I will swap those out for red LEDs. I'll pull this system out and I'll swap it for red LEDs in there. So the feet pad, you have two where you can get you know, just a little bit of a raise and then a lot of raise. That way you can get more airflow. And what's nice is there's vents, well, grooves, notches into the system. That way the air can come in from the side and everything can breathe. Now let's see how this has it set up. So it looks like it is a push configuration where it's going to be pushing up into the laptop instead of pulling it down and away, which is good. But there is a lot of surface area. That's a big section. So on the back right corner, we've got our button for the LED on and off, and then it looks like we have our fan control. Now I'm assuming fan control all the way down is off, fan control all the way up will be on, and then the button's going to be the LED itself. Now, the thing that I like a lot about Thermaltake is their stuff can be taken apart and modded to suit your needs. Like I said, this mesh here, there's tabs that hold it in place, so we can pop that out. And then the fan itself looks like it is actually attached through the top. So once I get the mesh off, I can do the mods to the fan as well. The USB itself, you don't lose USB functionality. It plugs in, and you have the female port on the other side. That way you still have full functionality of all your USB fans. Now let's get this thing at least sort of set up here. So what we're going to do is, now we have the option, do I want to run this on my right side or my left side? I'm going to say the right side, because the right side got the power wire, and there's a USB hookup towards the back half of that. So what I'd like to do, if I can, because we're going to try and tuck everything in, that way we don't have a ton of wire hanging out, but we're going to set the wire like that. That way the wire's only out one side. Now, I'm going to try and do this without blocking it first. So first off, we're going to just plug it in. We'll leave the laptop off to the side, that way we can see the lights and everything. And of course, I'm trying to plug it into the... So, first downfall is the way the wire comes out of the side. So if you're next to another USB port, that's going to be a tight fit. So I'm going to just get rid of the headset for now, and we'll get this plugged in. So that's the first downfall that I see. So the fan's on, the fan is spinning. We're going to turn it all the way low. Let's see if it shuts off or if it still runs. So all the way down is an off. Let's turn it all the way up. All the way up, it's going good. There is actually a lot of airflow, and even down here, I can feel the airflow on my arm way back here. A lot of side airflow, everything. It does put out a lot of air. There's your LEDs. So yes, they are blue, so those will get changed. So your blue LED off and on. Alright, so we're going to set this up here. And I am going to hope, what I'm going to try and do is, I don't think it's going to tell me because AMD is a little finicky with telling you what the actual temperature of the processor and everything is. So let me see if this is going to work. Alright, so I'm plugged in. You know, it's a little bit, laptop overhangs a little bit. Here's my main exhaust is on this side. I do have an intake port on the bottom here. You know, so it's not ideal location of the fan, but it should help cool it down. Get some of the dust off here. Like I said, this normally sits out and open all the time, just because of what I use it for. So hopefully this will get some airflow in there. And we'll see what it does performance-wise. If it just keeps everything cooler, if it needs some more or something even along the lines to help out. It's definitely toasty. Playing a little bit of Final Fantasy 11. 11's not the most rigorous game, and we're using OBS at the same time, just to capture. It's not the most rigorous of all games, but it does, you know, heat up. It does bring some heat to everything. It does warm it up enough that you definitely gonna worry about it. So hopefully I'll see. We're gonna test this out. We're gonna see how well it does. I think the laptop's a little bit bigger than I would like for the stand. I think this is only a 15-inch laptop, so there's a lot more overhang than I would want. But technically, with I got discount for having people use the app to make a purchase, so I think I was into this thing maybe $5 at the time. So we're gonna test this. We're gonna let this run. I'll see how well it keeps it cool, and if there's anything concerning, you know, I'll definitely mention it. But so far, even just sitting here from what it was 5 minutes ago, it's definitely bringing down the temperature. We're not doing anything right this second, but I will render some videos on it and we'll see what it does. Alright guys, I thank you for watching. Any questions or comments, just leave them down in the section below. We'll see, I'll answer them the best I can. We'll see how long this thing holds up and how well it does. So we're going to keep that maxed out. Yeah. We'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. Like I said, I can't really tell the temperatures accurately just because the way AMD sets up there never gives you a true temp. But we're going to try and figure it out. Alright guys, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe. Any questions, concerns, leave a comment down below. I'll answer them the best I can. If you could, thumbs up, would appreciate it.